Oh yeah, Hyundai doing Hyundai things. If you like the Nürburgring, and assuming you do because you clicked on this video, go to nürburgring.com, where you can find all kinds of Nürburgring licensed products co-designed by me, ranging from socks to official Nürburgring 360 roadbook co-written by me, and even Christmas sweaters, including kids collection, and many more Nürburgring licensed products to come. So go to nürburgring.com, which stands for Nürburgring Embassy, and become our brand ambassador. Believe it or not, it's running. So then we need to turn on the engine manually when you put it in sport mode or sport plus or track, because we have found the only C63 AMG e-performance hybrid in the world, I think. Well, at least that's the first one I've seen so far. So thank you very much for bringing it by. So walk me through the specs. I know it's like the most hated 4-cylinder hybrid thing, and combined it should have like what, 600 or so? 680 horsepower. Let's have a look underneath the bonnet, even if we want to see it, even if we can see something there. So yeah, first time I'll be driving this AMG with a 4-cylinder out of the A-Class. They made it appear bigger than it actually is, thanks to the big thing, what's it called, the big engine cover, big turbo, maybe two of them, probably. Big Garrett, very nice, very beautiful. And yeah, hybrid, heavy. What's the weight? 2 tons something more? Over 2. Yeah. It's one of those cars that I just, you know, sometimes you follow things and everyone is hating on it, and then you're curious why everyone's hating on it, and then you read it and you're like, you forget about it. So, but it will be interesting to see how it performs on track at the end of the day, definitely. So I'm very much excited.
It says 2.1.
2.1? Yeah. Okay. Nice. Well, the brakes should definitely match the weight. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah. So you said that the car actually threw an error with something transmission fault or something on the dash at least.
It gave some formatting error, but it is not something important.
Yeah.
We went to
the dealer
in Italy.
Uh-huh.
They said some unnecessary, unimportant sensor fault.
All right.
Nothing important.
Yeah.
All good.
All right. Well, if we see an error, then it belongs. It's a feature. It's not a fault. The car is also on contact 7 tires, but we can actually see it here nicely. So quite good, quite nice. And yeah, red S because electric performance. Back in the days, you had the red D and I of Volkswagen Golf TDI. Now you have a red S. I don't know. Should we just get in the car and drive, because I don't think this intro is going anywhere. So the only thing I want to say is massive thank you to you guys for giving me a shot to try out the new one. How is it as a daily? Let's talk about that, like as a daily car. Or you done a long trip?
Very good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Good. That's all there is to it. I think that's the most important thing. And what happens on track, it's not a track car. If you want a track car, buy an AMG GTR. The previous one, probably. Or the GT3. Or something. The AMG GT3. Anyway, let's hop in, do a lap. So, we are on track. We are in track mode. EC is off. We have ahead of us Hyundai i30N Taxi, which funny enough is going to be an interesting benchmark car, because although it has only like 270 or 280 horsepower, those guys are fast and they're agile. This might be fast in a straight line. It's definitely not agile on corners, at least under the assumption. Okay, acceleration is not too bad. It actually even red lines. 240-ish by the compression. Quite good. So far it's compliant. Alright. Okay. You feel, of course, the weight on the front end a bit. And there's the i30N right behind us. I think it's going to be one of those moments where I need to turn on the indicator, but let's wait. So I've driven this car now to the track, not on the track. A couple of findings from my side. I mean, in terms of comfort, it's quite good. What I really hate with many manufacturers as of recently, they have like this central piece of the steering wheel. It's made of cheap plastic. In the past it was like out of leather or covered in leather. Now they all cost savings and everything, and it becomes like far more less luxury than what's it called, than you used to from the that front end. Alright, I don't know how it works in terms of like power and everything with the hybrid system. It's fast so far. Let's see how it's gonna go towards the second half of the lap. The good thing is that, oh man, why did you turn yourself back on? Why is traction control back on? What the hell? When did it switch itself back on? You guys can have a look in the, and it also went in automatic mode. Okay, that's the first minus, that somehow the car went into another mode that it decided for whatever reason got triggered. Let's try to, I don't know, man. I didn't touch anything on the steering wheel, but something obviously it didn't like it for whatever reason. So yeah, and it's in auto mode. But regardless, conclusion, so far you definitely feel the weight, especially on the front axle, because when you want to make the car rotate, I wanted to, man, we interrupt this lap to figure out what the hell is going on here. It's like everything is locked. It's like, okay, TC is sport because I pressed some stupid button. I keep it pressed now. Man, honestly, annoying, frustrating. Maybe I tapped like a small button next to it. Alright, let's try again. Yeah, it's really frustrating because I really got the entry into now forced quite alright. At least now I can push a bit more because the traction control was really interfering and wouldn't allow us to go in the corners. Oh yeah, Hyundai doing Hyundai things. Thank you for giving us a warning sign. You see, when DC is off, you can have fun with passengers. Without passengers. Best bang for buck. He's doing one more? No, this one's too grippy, probably this corner. Indicating to go past the, like some skids. Alright, let's go again. So interesting because certain high speed corners, I mean the car is planted, but when you go, you cannot fight the physics. So like with the low speed stuff, it's really understeery. High speed, let's see, this is usually a high speed corner, but we have some traffic ahead of us, so we're not optimal speeds. Well, still 210. It could have gone more, so no, it shifts by itself again. La la la. Woo. Okay, what? Alright, 183 here, but it felt much slower. And I'm sure speedometer is okay. It's just that the car is really on the edge. I'm on the edge there in the corner. The car is not really on the edge. Maybe it is. I don't know. Yeah. carousel. I hope we have some nice picture by Sarah. So far, the stability is really good of the car. Like, stability, because the car doesn't, like, I'm doing certain things that I otherwise wouldn't do, but then you go into the low speed section and then physics take over and then you're like, yeah, no bro, we cannot do that. I'm speaking about the car, not to the someone next to me before someone's going to be hating in the comments. Why did you tell the A3 next to him, hey bro? No, it was the C63 talking to me. Alright, should I be quiet a bit and then see if I can focus more on driving? Great things happen when you shut up, Misha, and just do what you do good, which is driving. Felt like the power was going down. All right, so I think I should reevaluate what I've been saying and be more honest towards this car. After being locked in and just focused on driving and trying to talk you through and feel the car better and everything, the handling dynamics, the driving dynamics for the weight are actually amazing, are actually phenomenal, because the entry into Brunchen, I think the Brunchen entry was one of the best I've ever done with any car. Brunchen exit in Brunchen 2 as well, and then turning into ice curve where the car went also sideways just by lifting it off. You could feel it went sideways because of all the weight, but also because you initiated that and it allowed us to do what we wanted to do. Traction control is again off. But we had... Man, that's the issue. So, what I want to say, driving dynamics are actually great. Brakes were going not that phenomenal, but then again, actually, I would say double not phenomenal. What do I mean by that? Sure, bro. What do I mean by that is they were towards the end of the lap, they were quite definitely warm, not as performing as I had them in the beginning. But we have to know that we have also regen system on board. So they're actually double worse then. Because if regen works and those brake work and then they actually don't work, then without the regen system it would be a drama. So overall, okay, we have to understand, again, and now comes the honest point. Now comes the very important point. This is not a track car. No one is buying a C63, let alone E-Performance, to go on track. How many built C63s you've seen in general? Very little. This is an Autobahn cruiser to go on long trips or do downpipes, mods, pops and banks, and whatever, on the previous versions, of course. To do real AMG stuff, you want to go on track, you buy AMG GTR or something similar. So having said that, for what the car it's not, it performs actually exceptionally well on track. Now, of course, you have the weight. Now comes the sad part. It's a 4-cylinder. You do not have the same emotion as with the traditional V8 on the C63. And that's a very big miss. That's a very sad miss. And I think we can write books about it, and everyone has said already everything what you need to say about it. It's lacking emotion. So while you have the car as an Autobahn cruiser, you don't have the emotion. You have the sound coming out of the speakers, you have the plastic Mercedes logo in front of you. So you're buying an expensive car, and then it's, yeah. So, shout out to Vehicle Dynamics department who made this thing handle the way it handles, because that's really, really, really good. But whoever made the decision of make it go 4-cylinder, you know, you killed the car that could have been phenomenal. You can say about regulations and etc., but I don't see a German counterpart of, where do I go here in reverse? I don't see German, like an AMG counterpart here that can prove that 6 cylinders can still work, or even something else. So could have been better. And then, yeah, all the cost saving in terms of material, that's, everyone is guilty of that, and that's just like sad to see. You put it full of technology that people don't want, and because of that, you try to make the car cheaper elsewhere that people actually notice. And then, yeah, but it drives great, with the exception of it's switching off traction control or switching it back on by itself for God knows why. Because my hands were always here, I did not touch the button. So that's again another issue of like, what happened? Why? So, oh, I did 1.55 Gs. So again, just flow of thoughts. Lots of things are great. Like for me as a driver, driving dynamics are great. Emotion, nope. Comfort, I mean, seats, yes. But Alcantara doesn't feel, it's probably even some Dynamica or something else. It doesn't feel like really thick and quality. The carbon also like already like faded. It's not as like this central piece when you start looking up close. This is definitely not what you're used to from the previous gens AMGs. And all the plastic. So, oh yeah, the door even, like when you see this, that's like, yeah. So yeah, having said that, I would buy one. Let's keep it that way. But drive it, I would go for another lap, yes. But I would not want to daily it, or to, well, daily if someone gives it to me for free, but like, yeah, 4-cylinder and, yeah, no, nope. But driving, great. AMG, genes, DNA is in this car, but in the handling.